Nestled in the heart of the American West lies a place of unparalleled beauty and intrigue, Yellowstone National Park. Known for its incredible geothermal features, expansive wilderness, and diverse wildlife, this park is a true natural wonderland. Yellowstone is home to some of the world's most stunning landscapes, from the colorful hot springs and steaming geysers that dot the park's surfaces to the majestic peaks and the sweeping valleys that make up its rugged terrain. It's a place where visitors can witness the raw power of nature on full display, as bubbling mud pots, erupting geysers, and towering waterfalls offer a glimpse into the geologic forces that have shaped the land over millions of years. The park also contains some dark secrets. From 2018 through 2020, there were 732 missing person reports. These reports included lost hikers, people separated from a group, and even hikers who had fallen down and been hurt, having to wait a rescue. 732 might sound like it's a lot, but it isn't when it's compared to how many people actually visited Yellowstone National Park at the time. If we were to look at the numbers from 2018 through 2020, about 12 million people visited Yellowstone National Park, which in comparison makes 732 seem like a very small number, and it is. If you think about it, it's less than a 10,000 of a percent. So it's a very low chance of you getting hurt or even needing some sort of help when traveling to Yellowstone National Park. Park services and law enforcement agencies can only search for a person if they know someone is missing, and not all people who disappear are reported missing. For one, reporting a missing person is often not a legal requirement. In 40 of the 50 states, it's a voluntary decision. Of all incidents that are reported, not all are investigated. In some cases, the agencies involved decide the person disappeared of their own free will. If a legal adult chooses to vanish, there's a little the law can do to force them to return to their old life. So, based off this information, we can tell that there is a number of people that have gone missing that we don't really have any information about. I mean, even if we do, there's not really a really good system set in place for national parks to have. There's something created back in the early 2000s called IMARS, but it's a system that is somewhat difficult to use and to understand, so not a lot of park rangers like to use it. Today we'll be discussing the disappearance of Katherine and Major and the disappearance of Daren Dixon. Katherine Major, a 53-year-old woman, traveled to the Jackson Hole area in the fall of 2009 in the hopes of finding a place to settle down and relocate to. Katherine's family life isn't too well known, but she did have 2 children and 2 cats that she loved dearly. On September 18th, 2009, while staying at the upscale Four Seasons Resort in Tenton Village, Wyoming, Katherine was caught shoplifting at the resort. She was spotted on surveillance stealing a master key to the resort spa and stealing $714 worth of stuff. Katherine had money. There was no need to steal, but she did, and she was caught. Authorities went to her room on September 19th and confronted her with the allegations. Katherine agreed to pay the money, and the resort said they would not press charges if she left immediately. She said she would, and she promised officers that she wouldn't steal. They agreed to let her go. Security came back to her room about an hour later to make sure she had left. It was 4 p.m. on Saturday, September 9th, 2009. Katherine wasn't there, but most of her belongings were. Her Jaguar was also still parked in the parking lot. A search for Katherine began at the resort and surrounding it. Investigators found some odd things in her room, such as empty pill bottles, wigs, gloves, and a rope. Katherine had attempted suicide before, 5 times in fact. Was this her intent? She did leave a note behind. She said, "Please take care of Oscar and Max. I have nothing." Katherine must have left the resort either on foot or via public transportation or taxi, but no one came forward with any sightings. Law enforcement believed that they would find her. Katherine's sister came in from California to help with search, and special search dogs were brought in. Dogs tracked Major scent through the glass doors of her room, across Granite Loop Road, north, then down a hill, then north again, and then before they lost her trail. There was no sign of Katherine anywhere. The detective in charge of Katherine's case said this one baffles him like no other. Everyone was certain she would turn up. Another odd fact is that in all this time, only one tip has ever been received, which turned out to be a dead end. This in itself is highly unusual in missing persons cases. Even when their leads aren't verified, there are almost always leads coming in. The next case that we will be looking into is the Daren Dixon case, which happened quite a bit earlier than Katherine and Major. Daren Dixon was born June 18, 1973 in Raymond, Nebraska, and moved to Muncie, Indiana as a teenager. Daren would get a summer job with the park system working as a busboy at Roosevelt Lodge. Roosevelt Lodge is a rustic-style lodge for visitors to the park. The lodge is specifically located in Tower Junction, Wyoming, and is liked for not only its rustic style, but its proximity to Calcite Springs, Upper Falls, and Tower Falls. Daren, who loved the outdoors, seemed to enjoy the job, at least at first. For some unknown reason, Daren abruptly walked into work on July 2nd, 1993, and quit his job. Some friends would see Daren on July 4th, 1993, in Cook City, Montana. At a later date, Daren's car would be found at Lamar River Canyon Pullout. Some of his belongings were found in the car, such as his wallet, but friends would notice that all of his fishing gear was missing, leading everyone to believe that Daren had gone off fishing. A search of the area commenced immediately. There was no sign of Daren anywhere. Lamar River Canyon area is famous for abundant wildlife of all kinds. Visitors flock to the area to hopefully get sightings of bears, wolves, and elk. The Lamar River Canyon is also where you'll find the largest Yellowstone River tributary, known of course as the Lamar River. If Daren went there to fish, the Lamar River is likely the reason his car was where it was found. Let's look at the map of the area in which Daren was known to be. Roosevelt Lodge is located in the northern part of Wyoming. We don't know exactly where Daren was staying, quite possibly near the lodge. The next destination we know about is Cook City, Montana. Cook City is 32 miles from Roosevelt Lodge, about an hour's drive northeast. Cook City is a very small town with just 75 residents. However, Cook City is well known for its scenic views. The next location we will know about is where his car was found, the Lamar River Pullout. Lamar River Pullout is located almost halfway between Cook City and Roosevelt Lodge, on the same route in fact that one would likely take. Searches for Daren began when his car was found and were conducted throughout the entire summer. However, no sign of Daren was ever found. Authorities believe that he likely drowned. Now, there are a couple of questions as to what could have caused this. If he did in fact go missing, why wasn't any of his gear found? A thorough search was conducted of the river, and nothing came up. And another question is, could he have been possibly robbed? There has been no indication or any proof of either happening. The most commonsensical answer would be that he did drown because of his gear missing and at the location of his truck. Now, at the same time, we can also, like I said, the question is, if he did go missing and he did drown, where did his equipment go? Again, this case has a lot of missing pieces that we have yet to find. I want to give my condolences to both families, and I hope that someday they're able to find out what happened to their loved ones.